Hello everyone. I know it's a few days late, but it's fall, start of fall, so not much is going on other than stuff starting to die. This is Long the Fence. Got potatoes started going, sunflowers and bird dropping. The sweet potatoes, our leaves are starting to turn, so they've got until end of this month and then we'll pull them. So I think these ones are getting probably be the first because they're starting to get thin here and they have more of the leaves that are starting to turn. Mark's kohlrabi is still going. Jicama is still going, but that has until November. And then my gigantic pumpkin is turning orange. It's not gigantic, but it's my biggest one I've ever grown. So, and I do have a new one. Let's see. Where are you? Right there. Oh, there's a flower there too. Yep, and another one there. So, but I don't see any. Oh, there's a male flower, so I'm gonna pollinate that before I go in tonight. I got all of these guys trimmed up, cleaned up, other than this half right here. Uh, we were at a baby shower slash celebration life picnic for our neighbors across the street there. She's from the Marshall Islands, like my sister-in-law, so we knew what to expect. It was a big party on Monday, and then I was just too tired to do anything else afterwards. So that's why I'm now doing the video. These gourds are still going. I picked two about that size over there. Oh, and one is over there. The sunflowers, all that I threw out just everywhere for chaos gardening. Birds ate most of them, but I just replanted a bunch. But we got the big tall, actually all the sunflowers staked because their heads are starting to tip. Look how big that one is. And this one is just freaking loaded. It's many heads. And there's a bunch more new ones starting too. So, but the top one just started drooping, so we know the birds are going to be attacking that soon. There's Mark over there. It's trying to fix the fence. That started leaning in. I think, yeah, he's counting in boards and stuff. Because that whole side right there is leaning because of everything shifting. But that's how that half is going. And these have got more gourds going down there. This thing is just packed. If they get big like that, I use them as decorations. So, and these tomatoes, like I said, we got them cleaned up. Just replanted a bunch more sunflowers, threw a bunch more down so the birds will eat those and not eat mine. So ones I want to grow up because I got to have my sunflower forest for this fall. But there's a bunch that the birds pooped out. So I'll have a bunch growing there. So, and then we noticed yesterday we have a tomato plant growing out of the boards. So we got it staked up. But the peppers, we actually had 3 Mexican ladies came over yesterday that we met from at the baby shower. There was ladies from their church, and they had filled them up with a bunch of bags, and they went to town, and we told them to take what they wanted of all the ripe, and they were here for over an hour. Just couldn't believe of all the different peppers we grow, then we only eat about 10 types of the non-hot. So, but that's how everything's looking right there. I did get another eggplant out. I gave those to Heidi and Adam along with some okra and a bunch of peppers. So here's some of my mess I cleaned up out of this one yesterday. My tomato plant from a bird dropping. It's gigantic. It's full of tomatoes, but I just pruned it and cleaned it out, got it restaked. Our okra is starting to die. So yeah, we're not impressed with these ones that we bought. We'll stick to the seeds because they didn't get very big and they didn't put out a whole lot of flowers. This, even though it broke, it's got new heads starting. So I just keep watering it, and it's got a lot of big heads. One opened up already, and you got little bees. So, and then my habanadas have actually got flowers finally. I'll probably get one or two before I have to bring them inside. But all these are full. We picked a few peppers off of here. They're full of peppers, and they're turning. We trimmed these up, got these tied up. They're full of tomatoes. We're just waiting for them to get bigger. Still having issues with the bowl. We did put cotton balls with urine on it. He kind of was running from it, the voles, and they made a new pass in here, so I flooded them. But I did not see any new pass this morning, so which means maybe they jetted out. But we put it all the way around here in the back and around the garden. So a lot of my fall flowers are starting to bloom for this wildflower, so the bees have been happy there. Inside, everybody's kind of droopy because I just watered. So, can't tell. I had 3 people coming through here picking peppers yesterday. But it's full. We gotta go through. Probably we're gonna go through tomorrow because we're actually going to be canning peppers and making cowboy candy tomorrow. So Mark's been off vacation this weekend, but we've just been doing little stuff, odds and ends. Well, he started his vacation fixing a broken water pipe. So, but yeah, fun. I don't see any fruit started yet on these so-called English cucumbers. I mean, it has lots of flowers, but I don't see any with fruit on it. But I just keep looking. We've added more hummingbird feeders because I was filling the feeders up 2 and 3 times a day because of all the migrating other hummingbirds, which is fine. I've also put some out on the tree out there. But my milkweed has gone to seed, and I've been collecting that and putting it in dirt. So hopefully they'll sprout for next year. Going to try to stay away from over there. I've got 3 containers full of fruit and water. And it's full of bees, butterflies. A few dragonflies came by, but there this afternoon it was just loud buzzing, and it was just packed. And they emptied that black bowl completely, and I just now got it filled back up. And then there's oranges and apples in that one, and then on the other side a bunch of oranges. Hummingbirds have been drinking out of it too, so. But everybody's been drinking the fruit water, which is better for them than the sugar water. So, but that's how that's looking. Yeah, the bees have been liking the chives. I mean, I've got so many chai seeds and so many dried chives in the house. So, like I said, I was leaving it for the bees and the butterflies. You happy with that, little one? She's like, leave me be. And then over here, this Mexican sunflower, it's I think it's on its last legs. I don't see any new growth of stems. The last of the buds have opened, but the finches have been taking all the seeds, which that's what I mean, one of the main reasons I got it was for the bees and the birds. So, but I do have many heads collected. Same with the echinacea, my coneflowers. They've taken most of the seeds out. But what I usually do is when I first get a few that have turned, I sprinkle in there. That way it comes back each year too with new stuff. No more new moonflowers lately, so it's been kind of disappointing. I've got a bunch of the tomatoes that I've sticked everywhere. We're going to take some of these across the street because their tomato plants have died. So it's just to give them some extra. the jicama taking root in the dirt there. So yeah, those should be pretty small when I pull these. But over here along the fence, I've been watering. I've got everything growing from the drop seeds, the millet and sunflowers. I usually this time of year I don't weed whack it. I just let it start growing. That way the birds have the millet through the winter. So that kind of helps them out. And all these down here and all those sunflowers, I will thin those out and get those into pots and let the other ones start growing. But that's how I kind of help my birds in the winter, other than feed them, because this goes out front because I don't like coming back here in the winter because it's a muddy mess. So I just, well, we move this up in November after my Halloween decorations come down. So usually the week Mark takes off our anniversary in November is when we move this. And so all these seeds, what's left starts growing. I just keep watering it, and that way I have everything that's grown from these seeds just grow up like a jungle, and the birds have a haven and, you know, seeds through the winter. We're going to also let them have some of the jicama seeds, but after we collect them. But these still got a while, because you can't collect these jicama seeds until they turn brown. So, I mean, they're starting to, you can't tell in the video, but they're not as bright green anymore. They're starting to turn slowly. I do have some out in the front that are a hint of brown. So, but like these will get pulled when we pull these other ones when we do that. A lot of these Amishes, they look like crap. They are dying. It doesn't matter if I feed them, been treating them, giving them shit. But Amishes don't seem to last long, I don't think. We've never had the ones in the buckets last like they do out in the ground. I don't know why. But once these tomatoes up there, I mean, I got to come out and trim all this yellow dying off. But they do have some that have good tomatoes and they're still going. So once these all come back and get bigger, I'll probably just cut these back and pull out them and then replant the ones that I've got soaking in the water, like I did this one and this one over here. And she's already got tomatoes on her started. So, but the other ones are doing good. I mean, they're full of tomatoes. Look, I mean, they're big. So I mean, they look like crap, but they're putting out. That's all I matter. And these ones are getting big. This is a bundle of white, but there's almost growing into there. And so it is what it is. I mean, it is the start of September, but we will keep these going until the hard freeze. And so, but yep, that's just pretty much how everything is. And so even the herbs, I gave Heidi a bunch of herbs. So let's see. Oh, they drank down. I had filled this back up, but they've already got it all the way down. There's that one there, and it looks like there's got some going on that one. So, but yeah, I've had this out for a week, and I just add more fruit, and I know I filled this up 4 times in the last few days. So, I mean, it's healthier for the bees than the sugar water from the hummingbird feeder. But that's how everything is going. I will keep you updated next week. So, hope your guys' garden is doing better than mine. Have a good day. See ya. Bye.